Hi everybody, Dr. Khan here from OKC Fertility, coming at you with another video. This time we're going to talk very briefly about a semen analysis. So there's some very basic components of a workup for a couple that usually includes some blood work for a heterosexual couple, blood work for the female partner, an evaluation of the uterus and tubes, and then for the male partner, in addition to a history, usually it's a semen analysis. So there's lots of different numbers on the semen analysis, and I'm just going to really briefly talk about kind of the most important ones that we look at. There's a lot of other things that are very important in different situations, but typically the big things that I'm going to look for when I look at a semen analysis are the actual count listed in millions per mil. This is the single most important value that I look at. I want that number to be above 15 million per mil. The old cutoff was 20, but that was really dropped to about 15 because there's really not been a big difference in pregnancy rates between those numbers. So 15 million per mil. Another big metric that I look at is the motility. How well is that sperm moving? Is it moving well enough? And that's usually given in a percentage. So I want to see that that's at least 40 to 50% that the sperm are moving well and they have fairly rapid forward progression. They're moving forward and not going backwards or in a circle. So those are kind of the more important ones. The last one that we look at is morphology. Morphology is when we look at an individual sperm, does that sperm look normal? This parameter is fairly controversial because the reference range has sort of moved around a lot and a lot of people kind of question it. By and large, we say that over 4% is kind of borderline, with normal being a little bit higher than that. But it is very, very common to see morphology under 4%, very common. And very often, those couples are able to conceive with very minimal assistance. So, is that really telling us that there's something wrong with that sperm or that we're more concerned about that sperm? It's really hard to say. Semen analysis parameters are also extremely variable. They really change over time. Because if there's any insult to that process, potentially a chemical exposure, too much heat exposure, you might see those numbers drop a little bit, but then rebound later. There's reversible changes from hormones, from taking testosterone or other androgens. They're usually reversible, but again, it just goes to show that the process is super variable and changes over time. So by and large, as long as I see that there is a good count and reasonable motility and morphology, that I am considering a largely normal semen analysis. Some other things that I usually look for are I want to make sure that the volume isn't super low or super high. Sometimes that indicates some other things that are going on that we maybe need to evaluate. And that I don't see a lot of white blood cells or anything that indicates potentially that there's some infectious process going on. So that's kind of just what I look for in a semen analysis in a nutshell. Again, as always, I hope that this is useful information. Reach out to us anytime on our website at okcfertility.com. Look us up on Facebook or check out our Instagram for any questions or other information. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.